So why is the birther issue coming up again 52 days before the election and what are some are calling an event or a situation that could have political ramifications? Let's discuss it now. Gianno Caldwell, Kelly Riddell, and joining us soon, Eboni Williams. Let me start with you, Gianno. Donald Trump said, listen, this is it. We're not talking about it anymore. I'm 99.9% sure that the topic will come up again. What are the political ramifications?
Well, Hillary Clinton wants to get away from her deplorables comment, in addition to the fact that she is losing ground in the polls. Donald Trump is up by 5–6% in Ohio. He's tied with her in New Hampshire and Nevada, which is two places that President Obama won in 2008 and 2012. So she wants to change the page on the conversation because she's losing ground nationally and in swing states. And people can see that Donald Trump is pulling ahead, and there's a strong chance he can win this thing. The only thing she can do is make this about race, and that's what she wants to do, divide our country even more by making this about race, which it is not.
So Gianno, as a black man, were you okay then with the way Donald Trump handled this today? You think that should serve as enough for some of the black community who may be bitter about the whole thing?
Absolutely. I think that he closed the book on it, and he said, hey, President Obama was born in this country, which is a fact we all are aware of.
Kelly, you had a few opinions throughout the day. I was checking out on Twitter.
Well, you know, I'm glad that Donald Trump finally put this to rest. This is something that's been haunting his campaign. It's come up in the media several times, and he made the most concise statement probably of his campaign. It shows how disciplined he's been under Kellyanne Conway's direction. I think it's a good thing. Where there was this media uproar today is whether Hillary Clinton started this in 2008, and there's Politico and the fact checks and the Washington Post fact checkers are all saying Hillary Clinton didn't have any part in this. Well, that is not true. Hillary Clinton herself might not have put this forward, but her campaign did indeed start a whisper campaign. And you have McClatchy's former bureau chief today saying that he was approached by Sid Blumenthal back in 2008, saying that that Obama was from Kenya, and would they pursue that investigation. So there is hints of where this started in the 2008 Hillary Clinton's campaign. So her hands are not clean here, and the press is trying to paint it out like she is.
You know, Eboni, I think in addition to the Hillary Clinton aspect of this, the press made a lot of the fact that they were expecting to maybe hoping perhaps that Donald Trump would somehow apologize to President Obama. Do you think, are you as confident as Gianno is that this means nothing to the black community, that it's okay and in the books in that community and other communities, it's closed?
No, I'm not.
Well,
I got to respectfully disagree with Gianno on that. I do not believe that the black community, though, Charles, is bitter about the birther move. I think that many in the black community thought it was ridiculous. It is the reason why, for many black people and certainly others, that they do look at Donald Trump with skepticism about racist intent and things like this, because questions are around, why would you demand this of him? So I thought it was ridiculous. I thought it was unfounded from the get-go. The issue is, though, Hillary Clinton becomes a big hypocrite when she starts to criticize Donald Trump on this issue, because obviously, as your guest points out, no, Hillary herself did not maybe make these claims, but certainly it's been proven now that those were Hillary supporters and volunteers that absolutely made an effort to paint Barack Obama as an other, as a political weapon against him in the primary, and it was very nasty.
So go ahead.
Yeah. So, yeah, what the question was, does this close the book on it? I absolutely believe that this does close the book on this issue. This does not put it forth anybody into a job. This does not create any jobs. This is no policy. This is only rhetoric at this point. And if Hillary Clinton can't move beyond talking about Donald Trump and paint a brighter picture for America, this is what we're going to have, her losing in the polls, as she's been losing ground nationally and in these swing states.
You know, though, Kelly, today the Congressional Black Caucus held a press conference. It was about a 10-minute affair, and they were furious about it. We know the politics of it all. I just don't believe it will go away. You know, just like some would say health issues don't have any impact on policy either, I don't think that's going to go away. And if it does continue to linger and become more divisive, how do you see it playing out?
Well, now all the cable news outlets have a clip of Donald Trump saying that, you know, Barack Obama is a U.S. citizen and they should end it, period. So, I mean, there is going to be this debate, but he is now permanently on record with his opinion. Now, do I think that there's some animosity within the African-American community? A lot of people that I do interview says, of course there is. I mean, President Barack Obama is the first black president, and they thought it was very disrespectful. But the fact of the matter is that this is an ugly campaign. This was an ugly campaign by, Donald Trump raising this birtherism to the point that that has gotten to, but Hillary Clinton's hands are not clean here either.
No, they're not,
No.
but I want to say this. I think that it's a big mistake for anyone to think that this is going to close the book on it. Just because 7 years after the fact, we have Donald Trump now talking about, okay, clearly the president was born here. It doesn't close the issue, Charles, because, again, there's still suspicions, strong ones, around Donald Trump and his true meanings and ideas and attitudes around black people in this country, and that's because of not just the birther movement, but also his stance on the Central Park Five and other issues. Hillary Clinton's hands absolutely are not clean, though, and if that's what we're talking about here, yes, that's an even-handed distribution.
And I think the New York Times piece actually painted that very well in terms of young African Americans and how they feel about Hillary Clinton, how they don't trust her, how they feel animosity towards her for using African Americans as a prop, and in addition to that, calling African American young men as super predators.
That's
so
true.
I recognize the fact that some folks will still be suspicious of Mr. Trump. I get that, but will this be something that's going to be a win for Hillary Clinton to say, oh, he said President? That's not going to be the end-all, be-all. That's not a silver bullet.
But Kelly, you know what? Donald Trump in the last 2 or 3 weeks has made a serious effort going to black churches and things like this. I personally think this could be a speed bump in that effort. I would have tweaked the comments differently for me to really seal it off in many ways. Having said that, Barack Obama spoke about it today. He talked about it as if it was a non-issue and that everyone should be focused on other things. So we know that more than anything else, the mainstream media is going to carry the water for Hillary on this, and this won't go away.
Yeah, but Charles Krauthammer had a great column out today talking about the many variations of Trump and how he is driving this narrative forward, whatever narrative it is for that day. This news cycle will end after this evening's last news program goes off at 11, p.m. Whatever tomorrow the narrative is going to be, I don't know yet. We haven't, whatever Donald Trump tweets or whatever he puts out there. Since he's gone to visit the Mexican president and shown a statesman side of him, he's been on a roll going to these black churches, the immigration stance. He's been driving this policy agenda. The only thing that Hillary Clinton's done is made it a referendum against Donald Trump and his temperament. And as we've seen in the polls, this is not working. What Donald Trump is doing, showing a softer side of himself, as well as, showing a statesman side of himself.
I guess, guys, if there is a silver lining, I guess if there's a silver lining, though, for Hillary, is that we didn't talk much about the Clinton Foundation this week. So maybe, you know what, of all the things out there, these were the lesser evils for her. Thank you all very much.